And let's go to D. Wade County. Woo! Where D. Wade, man, sitting back somewhere comfortable. He got braids right now. What he got? Twisties or something? Fade? I don't know. D. Wade be changing that look up a ton. But he's somewhere right now feeling good. Probably hitting that. Like, you remember Joe Torre was in Poetic Justice just brushing them waves? He like, oh, he check out Stan Van Gundy on TV. Guess what Stan Van Gundy says? Quote, hold on. Gab, get this right here. He's the best end of the game, last shot guy I've ever seen. Wow. Now, we know there's some bias in there somehow, some way. But damn, the respect, the accolade, and you can't shoot down D. Wade in terms of his clutchness. But does he deserve the absolute where it says he's the best? As you know, most people qualify that conversation always like one of the best. So let's talk about that. Most clutch NBA player ever. And first thing I like to always do is find something factual, statistical. Not just trust my eyes, because then I'm trusting the bias that comes from those eyes, right? So I found one stat that was interesting, most buzzer beaters. Now I can keep going to most shots hit in the last 24 seconds. Then you can keep going deeper and deeper, put your glasses on, pocket protector, really nerd out and be like, okay, down one, most shots made to change not only the point differential in your favor, but you won that game. Like, look, I've been in this game for 20 plus years. I know how to dive deep on these topics, but let's not go that far. Here's the results of that one. Now, there was a tie, and those most buzzer beaters, the tie was with Iggy, Andre Iguodala, Gilbert Arenas. Oh, let me stop too much. It's too soon. Let me stop Gilbert. Vince Carter, somewhere in the air, still jumping and floating. I heard his house is gigantic in Florida, too. My homegirl told me that. Crazy. Kevin Garnett, interesting. All right. Must have been some dunks in there, too. Or, you know, he used to love that elbow, so maybe. And D. Wade. Now, those are the guys that are tied for 6th place. So that's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th place, right? Whatever. All in that category. Now, let's go through the top 5. Who do y'all think it is? Who's number 5? I know y'all sitting at home right now eating your popcorn. I see in some of these comments, a lot of you guys get off work and watch the show. Even saw a couple people say they watch the show as a family. They watch it with their daughters. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to try and make sure I keep this as clean as possible. But right now, cover their ears. Damn. No, stop. I love the fact that this is going to turn into like a family affair. Number 5, that will be Paul Pierce. Okay, we can feel that, right? Something about the truth in that lazy game, that efficient game. I ain't wasting nothing, no fat on my game. He looked like he was always ready to be the truth in those moments. Number 4, this is going to surprise people, especially you guys out there who don't necessarily love my man LeBron James. Remember, we just talked about the yin and yang of it all. LeBron James comes in at number 4, most clutch. Yes, the pass first LeBron James. Yes, the guy who always makes the perfect basketball play, LeBron James. Yes, the one who is anti-Jordan in those moments. Y'all was like, there's no way he's as clutch as Jordan. Number 4, and according to this stat, more clutch than D. Wade. Just the facts, so you can't argue with me just yet. Who's number 3? Oh, y'all forgot. That's silent assassin. I don't think I saw him say 3 words in a 20-year career, I feel like. Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson used to go get it. Man, that dude had that pure shot. Like, every time, I swear, Steph Curry's number 1, duh. Anytime he shoots, even when it's like he's not looking, you're like, he gonna make it. Because you got tired of doubting the shots that you were like, he's gonna miss and he made, right? So now, every time Steph Curry shoots, I know that I'm smarter if I say he's gonna make it, because their chances are he is gonna make it. But Joe Johnson right there, same thing. Every time he launched, I was like, bro, that thing wet. Who's number 2? We know. Kobe Bryant, the great, right? All right, so rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, number 2, behind who? Of course, the facsimile who Kobe Bryant was of Michael Jordan. Look at me, my Freudian slip almost came out. I wanted to be LeBron so bad, but it's Michael Jordan, y'all. All right, that makes sense at the top. But then how do you leapfrog? This is what is interesting. You guys got to tell me. Because when you hear someone is tied for 6th place, and that really means they're tied for 10th place, because there were 5 names right there, right? You're tied for 10th place in one major statistical category that actually tells us how clutch you are. But then some coach comes out and says, the most, him, number 10 or number 6 is better than number 1. That's kind of hard for me to reconcile, right? It's hard for me to balance that out. Like, really? Did you watch everybody play, or are you just really caught up in that sauce, lost in the sauce? So what goes into those moments? Like, a lot of people always ask, like, those clutch moments when we take it from the backyard, when you're playing with your son, you're playing with your daughter, and you were that son or that daughter. You were like, oh my God, 3, 2, 1. We've all done that, right? But have we all done that at the highest level in whatever version of sport or endeavor in life? Like, time is ticking. It's time to get to getting. And you know, nothing gets done without a deadline. And part of that comes true when you're talking about 3, 2, it's time to shoot, bro. And that right there, that thought that is so definitive, like, gotta launch it, that actually helps you out in that moment more than it hurts you, because indecision, gone. You know, normally when it's 24 seconds, 23, should I shoot? Nah, drive? Nah, should I pass it in? Nah, we run and play, man. Like, all of these things are variables that may come and help you or may hurt you because there was an opportunity that you didn't strike on. But when it's 3, 2, launch time, right? So there's a focus and a concentration that comes from the fact that you have made a definitive decision. No more indecisiveness, right? Focus and concentration locked in. Now, these are the things you have to fight in that moment. There's an urge to not be balanced. There's an urge to do too much in that moment, right? Like, just, I gotta make it, put too much pressure on me. I gotta just do it all in this moment, right? We've seen that before. A guy just fumbles the ball out of bounds. 3, 2, 1. He's doing too much. Or 3, 2, 1, that's not your normal form. Or 3, 2, 1, he rushed the shot. Like, we see it, he's doing too much. And it's so hard to keep that balance. But there's also one that is not really talked about enough. It's the urge to not actually minimize the moment. Some guys do that. They actually try to act like, oh man, I ain't tripping. Oh man, this is just another play. And you minimize the moment. So there's a balancing act between not making the moment too big, but also, let's be real, don't make it too small. This does matter. No one has mastered that moment. You just got to keep putting up shots to the point where you actually make more than not or at a good clip. That's what we call clutch. Now, calling that clutch is Dwayne Wade, but the most clutch, the best, ooh, it's a lot of dudes in front of him.